Welcome back. We're going to do a little bit of mathematics here, just very basic stuff. So what you can see is I've got two variables, one x and one y. And if I wanted to do some simple math, like just add 1 to x, the math equation we would usually see would be something like this. X is equal to x plus 1. This is an incrementation of x. So this shows that x is now whatever it had before plus 1. So 0 to 1. And just to show, there you go. So there's x with 1 added to it. Now if I wanted to take 1 away from y, I could do the same thing. And then death by copy paste. So that says that we would expect this program to run. X started at 0. We took 0, replaced the x with the value that was in it. 0 plus 1 is 1, and then assign that value to x. So when I print out x, I get 1. We have y. So this says look up the value of y. Y is 5. Replace that y with 5. 5 minus 1, 4. Assign that value to the location of y. This is what makes variables variable. We can actually change them over time and put different values on top of erasing what was there before and turning it into something new. If we run this, we should see x is 1, y is 4. The same is true for just about anything that we wanted to do with any other mathematical equation. We could say x equals x times y. And that would then, once again, allow us to see what the value of x is. And we would expect that if x, again, look up the value of x, which is this value, since we've reassigned it, 1. So 1 times this value, because we reassigned it again, 4. So x would now equal 4. So there you go. X was 1, y was 4. 1 times 4 is 4. If I wanted to do some more mathematics with it, I could do more. I could say y equals y divided by 2. And that will now give me, of course, the same exact thing that I had before, 4 from this line of execution above it, divided 4 by 2, and I would expect to see 2. And I do. So you now see that every mathematical piece that we've got, including modulus, by the way, so if we wanted to do modulus operators somewhere in here, we could do that too. This is how you would do the simplistic method of doing such stuff. Now, there is a shortcut. This is called a combined assignment operator. Anytime you see an equation with this kind of thing going on, where you see the variable on one side and the same variable on the other side, with some sort of math operation happening to it, we can make this shorter. We can actually replace this x equals x with the following thing. We can then come over here and say x plus equals. So the plus equals operator says take the value on the left-hand side, add to it the value on the right-hand side, and assign it back to the value on the left-hand side. So in this case, 0 plus 1, sign back over here is 1. The same thing is true for minus equals, times equals, and divide equals. And there you go. X is 1, y is 4. Everybody works out very, very happily. You'll notice that it's just a shorter way of doing the same exact thing. The code is exactly the same. If you like the long way, you can use the long way, but the short way is a little more cleaner to look at and read, and it makes your life just a little bit easier in some respects. We also can use modulus. Modulus operator works just as well there. You'll find that there's also a concept of multiple assignments, which is kind of a weird thing. I don't use it much in my programming, but if we wanted to set both x and y equal to one value, you could say x equals y equals 7, and that would take the value 7 and assign it to everybody on the left-hand side. So in expressions, this becomes a simple expression here of an assignment, So you can think of it happening like this. This is not really what's happening, but it's close to what's going on. So this is saying set y equal to 7, which then replaces this with y. And then it says x equals y. Well, y was 7, so it sets x equal to 7. So this is the net effect of this equation. But the point of this is you can do multiple assignments. If you had a z, a q, an r, a p, or whatever, and you wanted them all to be set, this is one way of solving that problem. Nothing that I have run into really in my coding, but you'll see it occasionally assigned this way in some people's code. It's one of those odd things. And with that, we're going to get into the next section, which is formatting of output. Not here, but we'll show it to you. So just look at this. Understand that you can shorten things up. Actually, it's not in this chapter, but I'll go ahead and show it to you anyway. Just because I have this. There is even more of a shortcut than x plus equals 1. If you're dealing with 1 and you want to increment a number, you should know that C++ is C with a little bit more. It's an actual command. X++ says add 1 to x. In reality, the longer term, and we'll go through all this again, is use x and then assign it the value of incremented by 1. So it's a postfix notational operator. But this is another short thing you'll see. So in case you're wondering where C++ came from, that's where it came from. And if you're into humor, this is kind of funny. I was told a long time ago, here's C++, right? Well, Microsoft came up with their language, C#, which is C++++. Well, if you take these guys and you stack them on top of each other, you can see it's C#. Haha, kind of funny. Interesting side note of the history of programming. Don't know if it's true or not, but it makes a great story. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Talk to you more later.